Hello everyone. I was assigned in my children's literature class to give an artist presentation, so I have chosen to take a few moments and talk about the life and the wonderful work of a man named John Rocco. John Rocco is an American illustrator, and he really didn't get to start drawing until he was about 19 years old. So once this guy finally discovered his talent and passion for drawing and illustration, he attended the Rhode Island School of Design and the School of Visual Arts in New York City. He has done numerous work, including designing book covers, working with movie production companies, and even writing and illustrating his own children's books. John's artwork is fairly realistic looking, yet it has that cartoon fantasy aspect to it. I would say it's almost a combination of realistic and impressionistic and surrealistic artwork, but we'll touch a little bit more on that later. So now we'll hop to the main event and start discussing John Rocco's work with his children's book. Now, Blackout is a fantastic book to discuss because John was recognized for the 2012 Caldecott Honor for this wonderful book. He was also recognized for the Book of the Year by the Wall Street Journal and Publishers Weekly, so this book's got to be wonderful if it's won so many awards, right? Blackout is a realistic fiction picture book. It's probably best suited for maybe mid-elementary school age children. The media that John uses in his book is very Photoshoppy. It's like these bright colors and bright paints. It's about an average family who they're all going about their evening. One's on the computer, one's talking on the phone, watching TV, making dinner, all doing things kind of by themselves, and the power goes out. So they're all angry that they can't do their electronic things, but then they go outside and see the stars and kind of really look at them for the first time. Their neighbors throw this big block party and they all get to kind of spend time with one another. And they kind of start enjoying the simple things in life. The art in this picture book is obviously wonderful. It stuck out to me because it looks somewhat like a comic strip. There's not a whole lot of text, so the reader has to rely on looking at those illustrations that John has created. The artwork in this particular story, I would say, is more realistic and impressionistic because the drawings stay true to what they're representing, like a person looks like a person and an animal looks like an animal, but they still have that dreamlike quality to it, in my opinion, very cartoony, comic book-ish.
On this page, there is basically no text there. However, the illustrations tell us exactly what is happening. The boy seems to be watching TV, the girl's on the phone, mom's on the computer, and Dad is preparing a delicious dinner for his family. And even with no text there, we are shown that this family is in all separate rooms doing their own thing. We can kind of predict that this is probably a common evening and something that they do pretty often. Now, this strip I love because of the wonderful change in the hue and the color. John Rocco is obviously showing the power outage that took place during the story, and you can see that dimming of the lights. You can see the difference between the lit up city and the blackout city. I love the transition image between the two as well. It really shows a slow motion of movement, and it's a complete 180 in the atmosphere of that setting. Now, this image is probably my favorite. It's spread out on both pages as a full bleed illustration. Again, there is very little text, but we as readers are seeing so many different stories. There's a couple sitting singing together on the steps of their apartment, perhaps, sharing a romantic moment maybe. There is a kind woman passing out free ice cream to a little boy who, may have been scared during the blackout and of the dark. There are excited children who are splashing around in the fire hydrant, made possible by the firefighter who perhaps he's had a long shift, a hard day. These illustrations can be interpreted in so many different ways, and we can run through all of our heads different ideas, and that's what's so beautiful about this work, in my opinion. It really has the ability to share so many moments with a good deal of detail.
I find John Rocco's work to be absolutely charming. This man pays so much attention to detail. That's such an important aspect of artwork. His illustrations are realistic, yet playful and cartoony all at the same time. So I know that children of all ages have to be captivated by his creations, and I'm very thankful that I chose him for my artist presentation and had the chance to learn a little bit more about him and who he is.